Hey everyone, just gonna get a message here, look for a message to make sure that we are live. I'm seeing that we're live on Facebook. Just gonna let people join us here and then I'll introduce our artisans. Okay, we're live. Hey everybody, I'm Marla Bosworth from Back Porch Soap Company, and we have two amazing artisans today, Anne-Marie and Beth, which I will let them introduce themselves in just a second. We're just going to take a moment here to let people come in and join us. And as you're watching here, if you wouldn't mind hitting the share button, it's the arrow underneath the video, and let your friends know that you're watching and have them come join us, because we're going to have a really good conversation tonight. Between the three of us here, you're going to see some great products. And you know what, Indie Artisan Collective, what we really pride ourselves on is providing the conversation, right? We're not here to just sell at you or anything like that. It's providing the conversation to talk about how their products are inspired. You know, what inspires them creativity wise, right? And what are some stories that they can tell us about inspiration behind their products? And also tonight, I just want to give a little shout out to, you know, both Beth and Anne-Marie, that what we're talking about tonight is creating, you know, our home is our sanctuary now that we're spending more and more time at home. So we're going to be talking about that, how to create spaces in your home and special products that bring, you know, you bring that special corner into your home. So I think everybody's joined us now. Everything looks good on the live. And yeah, so let's get started. I'm going to throw it to you two, Beth or Anne-Marie. Who wants to introduce themselves first?
Go for it, Beth.
All right. Good evening, guys. Thanks for joining us. My name is Beth Schillaci. I'm located in Frederick, Maryland, just north of the DC metro area. And my company is called Inner Child, and we make home fragrances, mainly candles right now. And really, they're candles for the food lover out there. Like if your love language is food and you know you're making food for people when they come over, or you did when they came over, you know, these are the candles that have memories and you know, spark those memories and vacation and food related. So it's really our belief is sort of about connecting through food memories.
And they are delicious. I have your candle right here going, espresso. It is wonderful. I wish you guys could smell this. We need like smell-o-vision on here. Well, hi everybody. My name is Anne-Marie Bazzano. I am been called Annie, so lovingly I will answer to that. And I am the creator of Pure North Soap here in East Hampton, Connecticut. So Pure North is body and home. How to create that sanctuary space, how to make your body feel good, right? When maybe you're not feeling so good. So the scents that I choose are uplifting. I use a lot of essential oils. My candles are all coconut soy based, so a nice clean burn. They have a wooden wick to them as well. So you get a little bit of a crackling sound. And the other part of the home is a linen spray. So that's what Pure North is right now.
Great. Well, I'm so happy to be here with you guys tonight to be part of this conversation. You know, we talked a little bit before we came live. Actually, it was, I think, Tuesday morning, you know, about really what both of these artisans want to share with you guys about, you know, reflecting on our home, especially right during these times. Do you guys want to talk a little bit about that, and then we'll get into products?
Yeah, I mean, it's been an interesting thing, you know, spending a lot more time at home, and it has its good and its bad. I think for my family in the summer, we've canceled a lot of trips and vacations and beach trips, and so the food is important. So we like to gather in the kitchen on the weekends, and whether it's make homemade pasta or make egg rolls or just some kind of food that's a little more hands-on that we three of us can get involved in. And so we can talk about a lot of those food memories or those vacation memories. And that's really all of our fragrances sort of are based on those memories. And so we can burn those and go, oh, remember this time or remember that time. But for us, it's really become a lot more time in the kitchen together, and as well as I think we've cleaned every closet in the house, and we're out of closets, so we are now sticking to the homemade pastas and so forth. So that's really how we've made it our sanctuary, is that sort of our come together place at the end of the day or on weekends to work on something.
Wonderful. Nice. Sounds great, Beth. And for me, it's a little different, though we come from a very similar background. And so food in an Italian household is always welcomed, and it's always a gathering place. But in March, I was furloughed from my full-time job. That's when it started up here in Connecticut. And I found myself a little bit stressed, needless to say. So I cleaned the house. I did my spring cleaning in March instead of May. And it took me a good couple of weeks probably to settle in to being home, and being home all day, and to be home all day with my spouse, who was working. I put him in our family room downstairs, sequestered him so I could have some space up here so we didn't bump into each other every 5 minutes. What that allowed me to do, though, was get back into a ritual that I always had. I'm a yoga instructor. I've taught yoga for many, many years. I don't teach presently classes, but I definitely take those techniques and brought them back into my day-to-day life. So for me, it was showering. Not that I don't shower every day, but the ritual became dry brushing again. It became eucalyptus hanging from my shower. It became preparing a room with scent that was calming or was energetic, whatever I tended to need for that moment. I also found during this time that my creativity was off the wall because I was able to meditate more than I usually do. So my paintbrushes came out. I created new products for Pure North that I hadn't had before and never even thought of doing prior to COVID. So when people were, you listen to people and how upset they were, they're staying in, I welcomed it. I found myself getting very grounded and centered because of that. So I'm back into work. So a lot of the creativity is gone now, which is sort of funny on how that goes. But I
think
yes.
that's a great lead-in for, which product would you say of yours that you make was there one or multiple that were inspired by this time? Do you want to go ahead and start talking about one of the products that you feel
Sure.
talk to it? And before you do, just before I let you go, go and talk and take us down that road. I just want to let the viewers know if there's anything that you want to purchase as we're talking, just remind you can leave a comment. We have our supporters, Mary, Kate, and Laura, and in the comments that will give you links so you can check out, all the products here from Anne-Marie and also Beth. So, just give a shout out and we'll let you know. We don't want that to be the primary focus, but we will talk a little bit about pricing and things like that. So I'll throw it back to you, Anne-Marie.
Thanks. So yeah, one of the inspirations came out of my ritual, and I call them my ritual boxes. And there are many items in that box, but out of those ritual boxes, there's a rose geranium one and a Palo Santo box. And one of the products that was developed from this time was a linen spray. And it can be used as a body spray too. There's nothing wrong with this. It's done with fractionated coconut oil and essential oils. And this is what it looks like. It comes in a frosted bottle. It has dried roses in it. And it, for me, just spraying it just makes me feel calmer. I spray it on my pillows at night. Rose geranium and rose wood are a balancing scent. They're clarifying. It also grounds. And I found an interesting fact about rosewood, that rosewood was one of the main elements in Chanel number 5 back in like the early 1900s, when that 1940s or so, I guess, when they developed this. And Marilyn Monroe would only spray rosewood and use that scent only at night for her bed linens and for her. So I thought that was sort of a cool little thing. Not that I'm into Marilyn Monroe, but you can make you feel like it, right?
It's so beautiful too, where it's, it's not rose floral. So if you're not a rose fan, you don't, that's okay. You don't have to be a rose fan. And it's so light, but it's so rich. And yeah, there's a richness to it that's just really relaxing and grounding. Like you said, I can see that. Yeah. We also held up my box, which was empty, because as soon as I got it, I took everything out. So this is how it comes in this beautiful box right here. The box is not empty when you receive it. So I took all the goodies out. Mine.
Yes, empty boxes.
Yeah. I love this. So the pricing on this again is
$12 a bottle.
$12. Yeah. And it's 4.25 ounces. So this is a good size. And I'm sure, it lasts a long time too. But this is really beautiful, you guys. And what a way to treat, your linens before you go to bed at night, right? Spray it on your pillow. Yeah. What are some other ways you can use this? Linen, space spray.
Yep, absolutely. Space spray. Your car, I'll use it in the car sometimes. Anything, my couch pillows. I have a dog, so sometimes spraying it on there, and it's just enough. I don't like overbearing scents, and for sure I'm not a rose girl, which I found even more interesting, that during this time I was going towards certain scents, and one of them was most definitely rosewood. And I just love it. I absolutely love it. And I love the geranium, because the geranium grounds it as well. And that's a scent that's something I maybe not normally would choose. But it doesn't smell like the geraniums out in your garden either. Yeah.
This would be really nice for people who work from home too. I'm just thinking, sorry, I'm just being,
go for it.
Of myself. To take a break. I don't know about you guys, but when I'm working, there will be an hour and a half that goes by where, all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to get up, I have to stretch something, kind of change the mood, the energy, and stretch, walk around, get another cup of coffee or whatever. But also enhancing your space with scent. If you're not burning a candle or don't want to burn a candle, I think this is a really nice option for people.
Yeah, it is lovely. It is lovely. For sure.
Well, Beth, what would you like to talk about next?
I probably the one thing is definitely my sort of the little gift package here. These are, I call this my brunch pack. These are actually our limited edition spring into summer, and so it's 3 tins, and the 3 fragrances are blueberry muffin, lemon pound cake, and then bottomless mimosa.
Oh my gosh,
which is awesome.
Incredible.
So you get the three tins in the little pouch, and I don't put this was something I was like, oh, I'll put this together special for tonight. It's not on my website. The individual candles are on the website, but the packaging is not. And I had tested these fragrances and worked on this before pre-COVID, and my idea was when I think of spring, I think of blueberries and lemon, and I think of the brunches that come from the Mother's Day brunches and the Easter brunches. And so that's where we were heading with all this. And then it ends up, that the brunches were all canceled. And so we didn't have those. And it became more important to me to be like, well, we can't get together for brunch, but can we send these to people and virtually have those fragrances and stuff, and especially the blueberry muffin one. This cracks me up. I was testing the the candles this winter, and my daughter, who just turned 16, who has like a nose and a palate out of I don't I guess kids just their palates and nose senses are so much better than ours. She came in, she's like, such a familiar smell. It smells like grandma's house. And I was just like, it does. And I said, well, tell me, what do you mean it smells? And I knew where she was going with it, and that's why I had picked the fragrance, but I wanted to hear what she was coming up with. And she's like, yeah, I remember when I was little, I would sleep over at grandma and grandpa's house, and it would smell like this in the morning. What scent is that? And I was like, well, it's blueberry muffin. And that's what grandma would like that was the special breakfast she would make for you when you slept over, she knew you liked these blueberry muffins. And she's like, oh, so like for her, when she smelled it, it triggered the memory, but she couldn't fully like put it together. So that's really what we were going for, is sort of that family memory of getting together with either with your girlfriends for brunch or family for brunch. And so I sent it to my mom, and I was like, Julia thinks this smells like your house, and she just started cracking up. So that's sort of where we pull those fragrances from. And I mean, come on, ladies, we and guys, we know no brunch is anything without a mimosa. So we had to add that for the adult fun,
Yeah.
Now, Beth, I have to tell you, honest, the espresso one, and I keep saying it because you talk about memory of something in the morning, right? So growing up in my household, my dad was a barber, and my dad would get up, and I have great and fond memories of listening to the coffee grinder in the morning, listening to the percolator start, and listening to him with his spoon stir the coffee and hit the glass as he was reading the paper. And it became like this, this little, it was his ritual in the morning. That's what this is bringing up to me.
Oh,
is that
I love that.
Really rich coffee scent. As soon as I started to smell it, I thought of my father. So thank you. This has been awesome. It's a wonderful scent.
Well, and that's one of my favorite things too, is, we have stories and memories from it, but I love when other people smell it and it sparks their memories. So like that story is so cool to hear, because it
was like, hi Dad, here's your morning.
I love that. A couple things. One, Angela loves your labels, Beth.
Oh, thank you, Angela.
She wants to know the name of the spray, Anne Marie. Your linen rosewood.
It's right, yeah.
And then, I just wanted to mention also, I love the stories, and I was going to ask also people watching, what memories do you have also, right? Of whether it's espresso, whether it's blueberry pancakes or blueberry muffins or whatever, mimosa, right? Any of that, feel free to share in the comments, because we love, the inspiration, right? I mean, this is what inspired you guys to create because of your stories. And then the customers or viewers, can purchase it to remind themselves of this, or give it as a gift also that has meaning to somebody, especially like this brunch pack to, maybe, a friend, a family member, whoever you like to go to brunch with, something, it's a great gift to send somebody, hey, thinking of you, miss our times together. I think it's really thoughtfully curated, definitely.
Yep, it's beautiful. It's a great
Anne Marie, I want to hear because I got a different fragrance. I got the Rising Tide, and I want to hear the story behind, because this
you did
delicious, and you can see I was burning this.
You were.
these wood wicks are, yeah, I don't want to say I want to steal this, but
You can.
there might be a
I
holiday
don't hold.
candle down the road that has one of those in one of my fragrances. But it today has been a stressful day. Anyone who's out there that follows me on Facebook knows why. Um, and I lit this afternoon, and one, it reminds me of the beach, and two, just the crackling sound of the wick. Um, it was like I literally ran downstairs and I was like, Julia, you got to come up here and listen. And we both sat here and just with our eyes closed, listening to the
Aw.
candles. So it's beautiful, but and I'm going to show off your soaps too while you, but I want to know the story behind this fragrance, the Rising
This
Tide.
rising tide. So we're stuck home. How many people, Beth, as you said, we've canceled vacations, people aren't doing much. So that whole box came out of a staycation. All right, what's going to make me feel good? What's going to make me remind myself of the beach if I can't go there? If I can go there, you're 6 feet or 12 feet apart from everybody. It's still not, it doesn't feel normal. So this box to me represented that. So I've made, there's 2 soaps in there, the Rising Tide soap, which is a phthalate-free fragrance oil. I don't use a lot of fragrance oil. I use mostly essential oil, but there are some that I just can't pass up, and this was one of them. The other one in this box is anise, and anise,
So good.
and I call it like a fisherman's soap because the scent of anise, if you don't know, is a licoricey scent, but will also take away scent of fish and garlic and that type of, and that's been like an old sort of fisherman's tale, I guess, that goes along with people who do fish and boat and that sort of stuff. So that's that's my little subtle work.
Is that a gold you have going on in?
It is a gold mica on that one.
I don't even want to use it. It's so pretty. I am going to use it, but it's so
I can make
pretty.
4. Please use it. It's okay.
Anne-Marie's soaps are 9 each. We have people asking. So your soaps are 9 each. Beth's brunch candle set is 40, right, Beth?
Yes.
40 is also, this is the one is not on her website. So it's a limited edition. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's a limited edition.
Right.
And so if you're interested, leave a comment and we'll, or you can email Beth, but leaving a comment, we'll make sure that you guys get in touch, or you can message the Indie Artisan Collective page, either one.
And the individual of the brunch ones are on the website, either as tins or the tumblers, but they're just not, you save $5 when you get all 3 together.
Nice.
So don't make
there's free shipping.
Off my head. So how much are the candles individually on your website?
So the tumblers are $24 and they go from about 45 to 55 hours, and the tins are 15 and they go for about 35 hours.
Okay, great.
25 to 35 hours, depending on where you have them burning and so forth. Okay.
And then the scents and the candles were being asked. So a recap on the set.
Sure. So there's the bottomless mimosa. There's blueberry muffin and lemon pound cake.
Lemon pound cake was the one we didn't talk about.
Oh, okay.
Incredible too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really it's nice and lemony, and it's not there's some sweet in it, but it's not an overpowering sweet. It's more lemon with some sort of I would say the vanilla makes it a little more sweet than anything else.
Yeah, the vanilla is nice how it comes out and plays with the lemon in there. It's yummy.
So if you don't like to bake, then you can just burn these. And it'll smell like you did.
That's right.
So Anne-Marie, back to your soaps. I didn't want to interrupt you. Is there anything else that you want to add about inspiration for your bars?
No, just these are well, there is a little bit of story. So, and I have 2 big bottles of water from a family member who has a house in Maine. And their home is in this little harbor called Cundy's Harbor, which is up in Harpswell. And we were there a few weeks ago, and I happened to collect 2 big bottles of water from there. So the rising tide is made from seawater as well, with other inspiration coming for probably something that's going to be called Kundisberger soap for them. But other than that, my inspiration was really toward staycations and what would make people feel that they are at the beach or they're enjoying the scent of a beach when they can't get there.
Right. And I will, now that I know this is good for cars, this will, the rising tide spray will definitely be seeing the inside of my Jeep because it could use a little
spritz,
fragrance. Yeah. Too many rides with the car. I mean, too many rides with the dog in it.
Yeah, there you go.
Are these 4 or 4.5 ounce bars?
Those are almost 5. They're between 4 and 5 ounces for sure. Yeah. I cut a nice bar.
Yeah,
this is nice.
Bar.
Yeah.
And then and Anne Marie, this whole box too, because then there's
candles
gorgeous,
that match. Yeah.
There's a beautiful candle, gorgeous, and then
the soap rack.
Yeah. Soap rack. So I mean, this is like the perfect gift right here. And the this is the lid on the box. Like I'm a packaging nerd from the marketer in me, and I had total envy when this came in. I was like, oh, yay.
And just so people understand the ritual box, can you talk a little bit about what's included in it, and then the pricing on that? And those are not on your website, right? Limited edition. If they want it, they should comment.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And also, if you could, those of you who are watching, if you're interested, just say sold and then the item in the comment. Yep. You don't feel like hopping off and going to a website right now, so you can just do that to make things easy. But go ahead, talk a little bit about what's in each ritual box and pricing on those.
So I've got 2 ritual boxes that were developed. One is the rose geranium, and the other one is a Palo Santo. So both beautiful scents. So you'll get it in the black box that you saw Marla show up. It comes all bedded in moths, so it makes it a little bit magical when you open it.
Yes.
Which that to me was like, I love that. It comes with a linen spray. It comes with a small, test tube full of bath salts. This one is the rose geranium, and it has a beautiful dried rose on it. And I pour beeswax on it to seal it, so it makes it a little bit rustic. But again, I think this has a magical look to it as well.
Beautiful.
And the Palo Santo has one with Palo Santo, and there's another one with eucalyptus in it. Also in the box, we have a smudge stick, and we have, a small rose quartz crystal. So smudging, if you don't know how to use a smudge stick, I mean, you can definitely just keep it right there and put an intention to it. Otherwise, you burn it. You walk around a space that you want to clear and balance, and that's what that's for. And then you have the candle that ties everything together. So I use it again when I do a restorative practice up in my bedroom. I'll light the candle. It grounds me. I've got the quartz if I want to hold on to it. So I don't mean to be too mystical. This isn't what it is. It's all about how it makes you feel, right? How to ground you, how to make yourself feel better during a time where things are so unpredictable. So how to make your space safe, predictable, something that you want to come into on a daily or a weekly basis that maybe will allow you a bit of time to be stress-free and not worry about all the nonsense that's going on in our world right now, because there's so much uncertainty that maybe a little bit of certainty and a little bit of space that you have will allow you to be able to ground and feel better about yourself and your home and your day-to-day practices. So.
That is so beautiful and such wise words. When we talk about transforming a space, right? as you said, there's no one way to do it. It's whatever works for the individual.
Right.
And it's taking the time, really, right? Taking the time to mindfully, whatever product that you're using, right? Whatever creating, however you're creating your space.
Yep.
Is what's important. And, with everybody being at home, especially, if you have kids, your home is probably not looking like a sanctuary 24/7, right?
Right.
So it's not about that, it's not about creating a perfect looking house or anything. It's right. Do you guys want to just touch on that a little bit about, what does it mean? And maybe some more examples for people who aren't doing this of what it means to each of you, whatever you want to add to that. Because I think it's a really important discussion.
Beth, do you want to go or?
Yeah, I mean, I should probably take lessons from both of you on on being calm and I don't have any rituals, so those are the things that I need to work on. So that's great to listen to. I find that I I have to really work on thinking of positive memories and thoughts and things that's what sometimes grounds me. Um, and so often when I'm up, when I'm not in the process of making candles and I'm working up here in the office, um, I usually have a stash of different fragrances that I burn while I'm working, just to sort of ground me from a memory or something that just it triggers that sense that you don't even think about. It's sort of that subconscious thing that just makes, like, I can feel my shoulders relax, and so often I'll burn one in the afternoon in the office. We often after dinner, we burn one in the kitchen, and it's just sort of that. It's not really the full on ritual, but it's just that it's something we do, and we have that fragrance, and it's just sort of that peace, and it's just something that just helps brings those shoulders down and makes you sort of get that big exhale at the end of the day. And so it's really sort of whatever triggers your calm. I think everyone has something different, and that's really, I think that's what's cool, and to be able to hear what people like about it and what they use is really cool too.
Can you talk about your olive oil candle? Because that to me would be part of your ritual as well. It sounded amazing.
Yeah, it's and I didn't out to send you guys that one. It's called Cucina di Zia, so it's Aunt's Kitchen in Italian, and it's part of our Italia line. And it has an olive oil base as part of the fragrance. It's a little citrusy, a little olive oil, and it is based on a fragrance. When we visited my husband's family in Sicily, we stayed at his aunt's house, and that's what her whole house smelled like all the time, because she was always cooking, and everything that came out of that kitchen was delicious. Like, this was 4 years ago, and my daughter was a super super picky eater, and she likes buttered pasta, but everything she made just got eaten, and so when we got home and I started looking for fragrances and messing around, and we found that one, and it was like, it smells like her house. Like, we have to use that. So it's one of those things that when we do burn it, like, we can remember her and remember that trip and remember family. And I have had customers who have bought it, and they're like, oh yes, this totally reminds me of my family's house in Italy, or visiting the Amalfi Coast, or wherever they were, but it triggers in them a similar memory and a story. And I think that's the really cool fun thing about it, is that everyone has a different experience with a scent, and it's interesting to find out what those are.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
It is. We have a couple questions. Thank you, Beth, for sharing that. It's so great to hear the inspiration. It's really cool, just to tie all that in. Sue wants to know what Palo Santo is, And then in addition, somebody also would like clarification on the 2 kits from Anne Marie. So if you could just go over what's in the 2 kits again for people, and then also mention what Palo Santo is.
So let's start with Palo Santo, and I've got the kit open over here. So can you see? These are Palo Santo sticks. I also have it in a fragrance. So Palo Santo is really, comes from a Spanish name. It was named after Spanish for holy tree or holy wood, because they were used in spiritual rituals for many, many years, for many different reasons, whether it was grounding, whether they were burned and mixed with frankincense and myrrh, for meditation practices. So this acts well along with the white sage of a smudge stick. You can use them both together, or you can use them separately. So you burn them, you set an intention for them, you put them, I know my son has a shell and he puts rice in it and puts these right there. Or you don't have to do anything with them. You can just keep them plain and not burn them and set your intention with that. So in the Palo Santo box, the ritual box, you get 2 sticks of Palo Santo. You also get an amethyst crystal in there. You get a Palo Santo candle. I'll show you. Palo Santo candle. You get the soap, and you'll also get a wick cutter that goes with both of my sets. So that's the Palo Santo kit. And that also has a Palo Santo spray as well. So in the rose geranium, you get the rose geranium, you get the candle, which is ling ling and geranium. You get the soap, rosewood and geranium soap. You get bath salts. Bath salts also are in this box as well, the Palo Santo. And the cutter, and a smudge stick, and a rose quartz crystal. So that's pretty much all of the 2 ritual boxes. Yeah.
What a great gift. I mean, these are all great gifts for different reasons, right? For different people in your life, right? That a gift for yourself, also give yourself a treat.
Yeah, I think for any mom, any female or male, I mean, the Palo Santo is great for male energy for sure. It is a wonderful gift. We don't treat ourselves. We're always thinking about other people or how to please other people or do things for other people. But again, the word ritual means different things to different people as well. So create yourself a ritual with maybe, it doesn't have to be my product. It can be any product that makes you feel good about yourself, any product that brings you calm. I mean, we're here to show our product, and yeah, if we make sales, that's wonderful, but that to me is the least of why I'm here. I would rather have you learn something today, maybe Palo Santo you've never heard of, you've never used, and that may put a light bulb on and say like, yeah, maybe I could try that. You know, that it doesn't cost much. It's not a big investment by any means when it comes to time, but it may be that little something during your day when things are hectic that you can sit for just a moment, close your eyes, ground, set your intention for the rest of the day, do that exhale, drop the shoulders down, and you're going to find that it makes a huge world of difference for you in your life and people around you. So,
well, Palo Santo I find too is great for a reset. If you need a reset, that's how my daughter and I use it. If we have a disagreement, after the disagreement, he always brings out the Palo Santo instead of sage, you know, because sage can be a little harsh sometimes, but she brings out the Palo Santo. Palo Santo is the house, and it's like we've arrived at a new place now. We've put behind us what we've argued about, the disagreement or whatever, right? And now we're back at peace. We're back at ground zero, you know, whoa. Ooh, I thought that was going to happen. I'm not even Italian, and look at me talking with my hands like that. But yeah, Palo Santo gives that nice back to, even keel, peace. Everything's behind us now. We've come to an agreement about whatever it is, living on top of each other, right? These
Right.
days.
And geranium does the same, right? Geranium has to do with will. And so if you're fighting or your will is fighting against what you really want to do, that's the
right one. Burning this baby tonight.
There you go. There you go.
Okay. Well, what didn't we talk about that you guys want to mention?
Oh, the one other fragrance that I sent both of you guys, I think, is our coconutty ones.
Reeling us back in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sorry. So this is
good.
This will go great with rising tide.
I know. I was like, Anne-Marie and I are going to talk about some Christmas ideas. But yeah, I mean, like this is part of our Sun and Surf collection, and this is everything that reminds me of the beach. Is that the coconut, from the coconut drinks to just everything. So, and this is probably one of our most popular fragrances, and it's a nice light vanilla coconutty smell. So I actually gave these in tin size to the neighbors. I think it was around Easter time, because we were just all gone on lockdown. Everyone had been canceling spring breaks and so forth. So I've dropped in the mailboxes a small candle of the coconutty, along with candy for the kids in each house, and it was neat getting like, oh, I was like, because you can't go on vacation here, burn this, and everyone emailed, they're like, oh my gosh, this is so what I like. I miss the beach, but this brings it back, and that's the same way the rising tide is. Like you just sort of bring those smells back, and it's like, okay, yeah, we can't be there, but this might help too.
That's right.
It's a great scent. It's a great scent also for, it's a home scent. To me, it has a bit of a spa element to it too, where it's this, you could have your entire home feel this or smell this way and not feel coconutty necessarily.
Right.
It's really pretty. And so remind people then the price on this, it's 9 ounces.
Yeah, this one's 9 ounces. And the tumbler size is $24, and then on the website you can get the tin size of the fragrance, which is $15. I mean, you can put it in the comments too. Either way, I can get it to you. But yeah, so we have both sizes of any of the fragrances.
Okay. Yeah, and we have the espresso that I know Anne-Marie mentioned.
Yep.
Also, so the espresso is beautiful too. I'm gonna open my lid and give it a whiff.
Yeah, that's our inspiration of walking through the Italian piazzas and having that, seeing people drinking their espressos at tables, and so this is sort of our ode to that, as well as just our general. We needed espresso when we traveled to to get us going for the day. But yeah, it's a fun. That's one of my husband's favorite fragrances. I always say it's husband approved.
Yeah, there you go.
Beautiful. It's not, both coconut and coffee fragrances can be tricky, and you've nailed it with these. In my opinion, they're beautiful. They're really beautiful, easy to smell. Yeah, really, really luscious. Beth, do you want to talk also a little bit, mention your give back? I thought this was really cool. What I received with my goodies from you.
Thanks. Yep. Yeah, it's, food is very important, and it connects us in a lot of ways. And it's troubling that so many people are, and especially kids, struggle with hunger and are food insecure, and especially right now. So we've dedicated 10% of profits to go to local and national organizations that help fight hunger for children. So, it's one of those things that it's something we feel important, and I forget to, because it just is sort of ingrained in our DNA that we want to do that, that it's not something I jump out and remember to tell everyone. But thank you for for reminding me to say something, because it's something that it breaks my heart that anyone isn't having a full belly when they go to bed at night. So it's something that we definitely want to try solve in our own little way.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you
Thank
for that. And then also, should we mention the pens? Are these just
yes, please.
Anne-Marie's wearing them.
I have them on.
So tell us a little
Please mention them.
And do the pens come with the brunch set? Is that?
Yeah, I usually throw a couple of pins in, a pin or two in with every order, and each icon goes with one of the 4 families of fragrances we have.
Yep.
So we have the Sun and Surf, which is the coconut, and yep, and the little espresso pot is our Italia. The latte, the latte cup is our oh gosh, why am I forgetting my it's like our tea house, our coffee shop, corner cafe, man. And then the whisk is for our test kitchen, is we call our limited edition seasonal ones our test kitchen fragrances. So those are just sort of our icons, and we thought it'd be fun to make little buttons. So we usually throw a few in with every order.
Yeah, that's fun.
Just to pause for a second. So if anybody has any questions, now's the time. If you haven't already, type in the comments. We've been going for 45 minutes already. I mean, time flies, at least for me, it has. Like, whoa, I just checked my phone here. Yeah, so if you have any questions, type it in the comments, and we're going to get ready to wrap up here. But if you guys want to know anything more about pricing or products, why don't you guys leave us with a thought on, why don't you leave us on a thought of whatever you want to leave us a thought on? How's that? I'm going to put it right back at you guys. I don't want to box it into anything in particular. It can be, just another suggestion on how maybe your customers that you've heard use a product that's special to them, that's meaningful to them, whether it's burning a candle, something along those lines, or maybe, word of wisdom about another word of wisdom about transforming a space during these times and making things, just a little bit more special.
Go ahead, Anne-Marie.
I put you on the spot. I know. I'm throwing this out.
All right. Thanks, Coach. So, I do have I just going to do this one thing. So my family thinks I'm nuts, my kids, when they come into my bathroom and there's eucalyptus hanging from my shower. I mean, I said it earlier, but I really do it. It's an inexpensive way to be able to bring scent into a shower that's natural. You just hang it over the shower, the steam gets to it, you rub the leaves, and the scent that comes out of it is amazing. So go treat yourself with just a little bit of something, even if it's just this to put in your shower, it'll make a difference. And dry brushing. I can't say enough about dry brushing before or after a shower. When it's wet, it not only does it exfoliate, it begins to move energy. And we have a lot of areas in our body that holds energy. A lot of women hold stagnant energy in their hips. So if you have lower back issues or hip issues, this is a great way to be able to move that and get circulation going. Little things, it's inexpensive, and it just will make a world full of difference in your little world to make you feel happy and to make you feel grounded. And really, that's all I would ever ask of anybody, is to be able to make themselves feel good with either my product or anybody else's product.
So true. It's not selfish, right? To take that time for yourself.
Right.
It's not, you can't give, I know it's overstated maybe, but a reminder, you can't give, right? And these days it's a lot of giving, right? It's a lot of giving, whether or not you have children, it's giving to other people, giving to your business, giving to somebody else's business, and taking that moment of time to treat yourself you know, whether it's a cup of coffee or you know, a spa in the bath or whatever. Beth, what would you like to add to that?
I mean, I think the thing I've realized is I mean, I've worked from home for 10 years and I've worked on my own for 20 years. So this is not working from home and doing these kind of things is not new to me. The thing that became new to me was I had two other family members who have been home all the time with me since March 13th. Um, which for an introvert like me doesn't give me a lot of quiet time to recharge. I love people, but I need good 20, 30 minutes at some point in time to just recenter and recharge. And I really have worked hard at finding those times and taking them. Like I felt guilty at first because I'm like, I need to make sure everyone's feeling good and taking care. And I was just like you guys were saying, I was just empty. I just couldn't get myself going. And so it's been about making time to get on the treadmill. It's been about taking time to just go in a different room and not feel guilty about it, you know, and taking a book or taking, you know, doing a spa treatment or whatever. And I think that's my advice is don't just find whatever it does that gives you that little bit of peace, um, and just take it. It's not selfish. It's you need it so that you can give everything that you give. And that's really what I used to have all that quiet time, and now it's like, ooh, I'm gonna go in the other room for 10 minutes. Just please no one follow me in there. But and so it's just that, you know, like make time for yourself.
Yeah, bravo.
Make time for yourself. Well, let's, you know, let's end on that. I don't see any questions coming through from our supporters. So I just want to thank you ladies so much for sharing tonight. And I also want to mention that next week, we will be back as Indie Artisan Collective. Beth will be back sharing an awesome
Sangria.
Another good way to take care of yourself.
We're going to have other members on too, making making a sangria scrub, right? And well, I don't know if it's going to be sangria scrub. I'm not sure about that, but we're going to be making scrubs next week and a lot of fun things. So be sure to come back here, same time, same place, and we will post an event and you know, have it posted on our Facebook page so you know what's going on exactly. So we're looking forward to that. We're going to have a lot of fun. And then the week after that, it's at the last Thursday, I believe, in July, we're going to do sort of it's a collective. It's all of us. So it's going to be all of our members on a Zoom answering questions for you guys that you might have for us. And we'll be posting some prompts on our Facebook page.
And we have a lot of crazy ladies, so it's going to be fun.
So thanks again, everybody, for joining us. Thank you, Anne-Marie.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, thanks.
We'll do some shopping because these things are amazing. Thanks again. Bye, guys.
Good night.
Bye. Good night.